Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Jai.
My throat is not very happy today because it got overextended in the Krishna Das bhajan yesterday. Very nice. Very nice. Not able to hear anything Vikas says. Is it for everyone or just for him? The others can hear? Okay. Satsang is not in the words. Before the words start, the mind says, I'm waiting for satsang to start. But actually, satsang already started, you see. Sometimes words can be a distraction from even the presence that is here in satsang. Even words can seem like a distraction. What is left to be heard now? Actually, in every satsang, we only say the same thing. There's different ways of saying the same thing. Yes, but they are good reminders. Good reminders. And because we have heard the same thing, we've heard the same thing that I am a person, I am the body mind. We've heard this from our mind and we've heard it from everyone else in the world. Therefore, it must be needing some reminder here also to remind you that you are not that you can never be that. But words also are just part of the reminder. The true reminder is to see. The true reminder is to check. Therefore, satsang is the beautiful presence of being itself. The company of the truth means to be in the presence of the truth. To be in the company of Sat means to be in the company of truth. And what is the truth? Your whole presence, your own presence. Are you satisfied with just the company of your own presence? Or are you still needing something else? And in satsang, actually, most of you cannot deny that the presence is here. You cannot deny that the presence is here. Because in satsang, mostly after the initial resistance, in satsang, the mind cannot be very strong usually. Sometimes it can come in spurts like that, but usually it settles in very fast. As Mujiji calls it, the defrosting has happened, you see. So once the defrosting has happened, then you cannot deny that your own presence is here. And this presence is the company of the truth. Do you need anything else When God Himself is your own presence, what else could you need? Your own holy presence is God Himself, the Sat Chit Ananda, truth, consciousness, bliss, is your own presence. All our scriptures have been pointing to this truth for centuries. Since time immemorial, we've heard these terms like Sat Chit Ananda, and we've heard phrases like God said, I am that I am. So this pointing has been available to us. It's just that it seems like we have not been able to hear it. We heard the words, but we could not get the essence because it was a mental understanding that we were going for. It was a personal understanding which we were going for. And now these words seem like common sense, isn't it? So if I were to say that Sat Chit Ananda is ever present, most of you can confirm this. I mean the truth, consciousness, and the joy of this consciousness. It doesn't have to be an external, outward joy. Just the joy of the presence itself has always been here. Your very being is this. Your very being is God. It is consciousness. It is I am. The same one that God said, I am that I am. Your own I am, the own amness, the own beingness. What is this presence? And you don't need to experience even this. As the witnessing, you are unconcerned even with this witness, even with this witnessing, even this phenomenal experiencing is not something which truly brings you anything because you stay untouched and unmoved. But this presence must have given birth so that you could have the joy of this experiencing. And if this pure presence is there, always in service to you, if God is in service to you, then what are we running around for? What are we running about for? So, what have the sages said when they said that you are sitting on this treasure chest, which is full of all that you could ever imagine? Somebody says that the diamond has been in your pocket. Somebody says that you're begging, sitting on this treasure chest, which is full of all the treasures of the world. They are not exaggerating. In fact, they cannot really speak of the glory that you are. So we have to use these metaphors. These metaphors really cannot come close to the beauty of your own presence. So this much is clear. This much is clear to all of you when you hear these words. You're able to verify that I am here. I am is here. And I am the witness even to this holy presence. It's very simple. Simpler than simple. then what can happen? Also, what is given birth with the birth of your holy presence is that within this presence is the birth of something called the mind. And this mind is there to trick you into believing that you are a separate person, to give some more juice to this appearance, to make it seem real, as if something is happening to you. So this mind gave birth and it speaks with some authority, you see. No real authority, but it speaks authoritatively. And because it speaks authoritatively, we have learned to follow. We have the power of belief, the power to pretend. So then this pure presence is here, but this mind convinces us that it is not enough. You could have some more. You could have something else. And we believe this because first we believe that I am a separate person. If it was clear to you that this presence is God and God is in service to you, then what would you ask for? What is the wish that you could have? Which relationship would you need? When the creator of the entire universe is your own presence, is in service to you. What could you chase? What could you judge also? What could you say is right or wrong? Which concept is needed now? What real trouble can you have? So we just go with the presumption that I am suffering this, I am suffering that, I am feeling this, I am feeling that. Who is this I? Which idea about ourselves have we picked up? You pick up ideas like, yes, yes, I understand intellectually, but I don't know this to be an experience, to be my living experience. Then what must you do? You must just check. Nothing can prevent this from being your living experience right now. Self realization, if you want to use that concept, is something available every moment, but you choose something else. You choose thought. You choose to give your belief to thought. And this is ultimately your only choice. But even this choice is not yours as a person. So I'm not speaking to any person. Because no person controls belief. So this is a communion that consciousness is having with consciousness itself. And in your heart, you know it is true like this. Although your minds might be resisting, in your hearts you know it is true like this. So as consciousness, you are choosing the concept of the person without really looking at what is present, without looking at what you really are. Just like that drop of water in the ocean, pretending that it is controlling its life, pretending to be separate from the ocean. And in this drop, another appearance of another drop comes, and that drop says, look, look, we are one, we are the ocean itself. It is all just one ocean. And all these drops are just expressions of the same ocean. And then the drop says, yes, but I get this intellectually. Uh, then what should I say? I can only say, just check. Please check. Because I cannot check for you. I can only tell you what I have found. And I can see that all of this is just one ocean. How can I convince you that you are consciousness? I cannot convince you. You have to check. And because you love me, you might believe me. But if it's just a belief, then it will not last. Mhm. So even if the belief is useful, it is useful so that you have the momentum to check. You have the openness to check. Without your looking, the inquiry is of no value. Then we are just peddling in words. And I don't want to be a peddler of fancy words. They're not bringing you to a point where your mind opens and you're able to just see the truth of what you are. Then what is the value of these words? Then we can have the same conversation. For many lifetimes, it can be the same. I will keep saying you're a drop in the ocean with no separate existence, and you will keep saying that yes, yes, but I don't feel this, and I will keep saying just check. This can become one really long conversation like this because you cannot convince me that you are separate, and I cannot convince your mind that you are one. All that I'm hoping to do is to convince you to just look for your own self. You see my dilemma? You see, I have to have a lot of kid gloves. Most of the time, I'm wearing kid gloves, it seems like. Because what happens is, if I tell the drop, I just want to shake the drop sometimes and say, look, look, look who you are. You know, these words that you're speaking are not matching what you truly are. Just look. But then the mind will take it on and say, oh, he's not being nice to me. Aren't gurus supposed to be loving? And just so that We continue this conversation. Sometimes it feels here too. Just let it happen at its own pace. Let it happen at its own pace. And on other times, then I ask for your permission to be a little strong. But what is really the strongest question I can ask you? What is the strongest thing that I can tell you? It is only to check who am I? Who is the one who is saying this? No stronger doses required. Then what happens? I say, yes, yes, I know this is true. And then some silence. And then, but, what about this? See, but this but is not true. It cannot be true. It is just an imagination. It is just a concept. And you know this now. Most of you know this now. Whereas Mujiji sometimes tells us in the Sangha that sometimes I feel that you're just kidding. Sometimes I feel that you're just kidding. And then after I take your question seriously, then you're going to tell me, gotcha. Mhm. It's like this. He says like this. So whatever is convincing you that something is happening, don't believe it. Nothing is happening. Nothing is really happening. To say that something is happening could only mean that we are falling for that old trick of believing that the appearance is meaningful. It applies to me. It only means that you have invented this me. Don't invent the me and then show me a problem. Nobody has been able to do this trick. You can do it. Don't invent the me. Don't pick it up and then show me a problem. You see, that's why we made it so super simple. When we say don't believe your next thought, you cannot pick up a me. What happens when we don't believe the next thought? We cannot pick up this concept of me. And without this concept of me, then there is no trouble. So, in the picking of something, if it only leads to trouble, then why do we do it? There must be a part of us that is enjoying this game still. Let's not even say enjoying. Maybe there is a part of us which still finds something in the game meaningful, as if something in the game will get me somewhere. This must definitely be there. Looking for a better end to this story of me. Leave your story to God. If you leave your story to God, then you don't pick up the me. You know, the best part about having a master, the best part about having a guru is that these words are no longer theoretical. These words are no longer just theory. Most of our teachers have been theoretical teachers. They are telling us about some concepts. But the true master, the best part about having Mujiji in our life is to see that it is possible for being to drop this idea of person. It is completely possible. And then you know that it's possible for being to do this. And if it's possible here, then it must be possible here also. Yes. Someone who is just speaking these words is of no value. Just as mere words, it's of no value. But all of you have a intuitive understanding to be able to see, to be able to perceive where these words come from. Are they coming from a holy, auspicious place, or are they still coming from a place of separation? All of you can tell. Lots of chat on YouTube. Let's see. Laszlo had asked, so if my presence alone is not enough, and I feel I need someone every day, I stay untouched. Later you said, I stay untouched and unmoved. True. So we've been speaking about this. I hope your question got answered. And if there's still something there, you can type more and we can look at it. Very good, Atma, Pekka, Darshan, Ananya. Devika says, how is it possible that I ever forget this, that I ever forget that which I am? Namaste. And everyone has given me permission not to use kid gloves anymore. Very good. Thank you so much. Very good, Devika. Very good, Tara, Radha, Dinan. Dinan says, and yet when something arises that forgets that which I am, I give you full permission to please chop, shake, shake, shake. I'm sending you all some affidavits which you can sign and send them back to me. So that I can show you the evidence of this conversation. No, I'm just fooling. Google is into. Very good. But I already said that the strongest question I can ask you is, who are you? Who am I? Yes, Jayani also posted, don't use kid gloves here ever. Very good, Andy. So don't pick up the me. That is the whole meaning of what we've been saying. You see, if you look at this ocean example, it is the same. It's very clear that it is the drop which is pretending to be separate, saying that, oh, but this is happening to me. I feel it. That my life has all these ups and downs, and my choices are making all the difference. Right? But who's making the drop go up and down? Is the drop deciding to go up and down? The ocean is moving because the ocean is moving. Now look at all your problems. all the problems which you felt you had, and see how there is a me in those. And if there is a problem which is without the me, then you can bring it up. I would like to hear something like that. All the problems which you felt you had, see how there is this invented concept of me, and without this, the problem dissolves. So, is there anyone now? There are 10 of us in the hangout and 31 of us watching outside. In the 40 of us, can we bring up one problem without this me? Seriously, look at it. And in this moment, see that you are free from problems. You have never had a problem. All worry was made up. All fear means nothing. All decisions are this drop in the ocean pretending to decide whether to go left or right, as if it can do something. See, Atma sees no problems I ever had, Father, I see it. Don't avoid this question. It might seem trivial. It might seem like, oh, this is basic for me. I don't need to see. But just see that all these problems are only because I invented a me or I picked up the me. There is no problem without this me. Kapil says there was a lot of peace and love felt today around the start of satsang. And then the seeker came back. Yes, so the seeker will come, the mind will come with thoughts, but who gave it the belief? Then started projecting a future of how things will be soon. Yes. Let it play all these tricks. But what are you in all of this? So imagination, thoughts, emotions, all this is happening, and you are aware of all of this. None of these energies are aware of you. And then he said, please take the seeker, please take this seeker. Thank you, my dear. So now you handed over the seeker. Now don't pick it up. I cannot take away your power to pretend. So I know that nothing real happens to you, but you still have the power to pretend. It's like we take care of our children, but we will never take away their imagination, the power of belief. Tara says, this is about me. Sometimes I want to get approval. For example, I shoot some sharing in timeline. I will pay some attention, waiting for this plane to fly by. Yes, so this is about me. Sometimes I want to get approval. For example, I shoot some sharings in the timeline. I will pay some attention to that. Who likes, who replies, yes. If some friends are liked by some others, the first thought comes up is that they don't approve of me. There is some force in this situation. So it's very good that this invention of Facebook is there to show you that this need for approval still exists. But it's very natural. Most of humanity, the reason why this like button is so prevalent is that most of us are going after this approval, the need to get validated as a separate person. But now you see this tendency is there and you see it, then in the light of your seeing, it cannot survive. The trouble is with those things which are not seen. Once it is seen, then it will not cause trouble. Amaya says, can I expose the basic quote unquote problem that keeps playing here? It is the person keeps showing up where awareness, witnessing is non conceptually experienced far beyond and holding it. Will it ever dissolve? It is the person keeps showing up where awareness, witnessing is non conceptually experienced far beyond and holding it. The person is just a thought. When we say that the person keeps showing up, we must be saying that this thought keeps coming. Some thought keeps coming. Will it ever dissolve? Yes. Already you can say that the magnetism of these thoughts are not as much as they used to be. There was a time where I was completely convinced that I am the creator of these thoughts are my voice. Now you see that they are just thoughts, some energies, and some might still have some magnetism, but even that is dissolving. That is dissolving. Then there was something more, and an argument. You say if awareness witnessing is here, the person won't be, but it is here, often totally with awareness, even though a speck of unreality it is. So person is here means what? It must mean that a thought is here. Person idea shows up, exactly. Idea is thought. The energy of a thought is showing up. Constantly some energies can be there. And when we say that awareness is here and person is here together, let's even say that you can bring a person to life by giving belief to a thought. But can we really say that the person is here without giving belief to these thoughts? That is not possible. So when we say awareness is here and then person is there, person is not really there. It is just a belief. We have brought this belief to life. And yet it is ever non existent. So the person never really existed. It is just a dream character that we choose to believe. If you say if awareness witnessing is here, the person won't be. But it is here often. Here is what? Anything besides a thought? I don't feel that it can be anything besides a thought. Even a thought about some feelings is a thought. So maybe I should correct myself and say that if you see that you have always been this awareness, then you also see that the person was never real. It was just an imagination. Yes. Then you say, so to say you are smelling like a person is to say you are smelling like a belief. Yes. You are smelling like you are speaking from a belief about yourself. Yes. It's only a belief. It has no real, tangible existence. Very welcome, my dear. And Nitya said, seems like mind is playing a game of indifference or nothingness here. Very subtle avoidance somehow. Your truth cannot be avoided. You are your own unavoidable truths. Which means that this awareness cannot go anywhere. You cannot turn it off. Even if you believe all the thoughts in your mind and you believe that you have become a person, you are actually only this witnessing. Nothing real can change. And once you have some sort of fear that yes, the mind can do this, it can make me avoid myself or something like that, then we are giving it too much belief. It has no power over you. You are the untouched awareness. It is the nature of the mind to keep playing all sorts of games. And if you keep trying to change your mind or change the way that it behaves, then it will become a struggle. So now you let the mind do whatever it is doing. But where are you? So you said mind is playing this game. Game is seen. Then is the seeing affected by this game?
Father, can I say something?
Yes, my dear, yes.
Mm. There is. I'm not sure if I'm seeing right now. There seems to be something mixed up with nothingness seems to be mixed up with awareness somehow. So like it has the power to blow awareness away somehow. It's so strange, totally strange. I know, I just know that this is not possible, but it's not my experience right now. So
So let's see, what is your experience right now? Let's speak about the right now. What's your experience right now?
Mm. Uh, and feelingless feeling is my experience. I have no other word for this. And
So
this
there,
seems to be play. So, somehow there's a feeling, a feeling of nothing, and this seems to be a play.
yeah.
Uh,
So let's do this slowly. All of us can do like this. Okay. So we said, what is your experience right now? So right now, there seems to be this world with these appearances in front of you. There is a computer in which there is a hangout, and all this is going on, isn't it? You are aware of all of this.
yes.
There is this whole external world, and I am aware of this. This very moment, it seems to be here. This appearance is here, and you, as awareness, can you be touched by this external world in any way?
No. No.
Okay. So then let's go inside. Inside, there can be some emotion, there can be some thoughts, there can be some sense of nothingness, there can even be a sense of nothing, something, nothing or something. This can be there. Huh? So is this aware of you or you are aware of it?
I'm aware of it.
This can this appearance also touch this awareness in any way? Just like this computer cannot really come inside and touch you, can this some feeling or some emotion or some thought also touch the awareness?
It's, it still seems a little bit like that. Uh, it,
But seems is only a feeling, you see. So seems
yeah.
is also it feels like that. But feeling is also appearance. Feeling is also appearance. So we have to just check how is it possible? How can this feeling really touch me? So it cannot even touch me. Forget about blowing me away. You know. So the mind is saying, "Oh, this feels like it will blow awareness also away." Yeah. But who will report? Who will report it if there's no awareness of it being blown away? Then you will not ever be able to say that it can happen. All can happen. All appearances are dancing only for awareness. Without awareness, no appearance. Where could awareness go? You see? Where could it go? It does not even go in sleep state. Everything else goes. Thoughts, feeling, emotion, world, people, relationships, money, body, everything goes in sleep state. But awareness still remains. And awareness is there that I'm sleeping, and awareness is there that there is waking state. So, who decides that this is sleep state or waking state? Who is aware of this? It is awareness itself. So, the presence or absence of consciousness, the presence or absence of consciousness is also awareness is aware. Okay? So, the birth of God and the dissolution of God is also there is awareness even of that. So, this awareness in which God gives birth, and then with the birth of God, all these universes and all appear. This awareness, how can something shake it? How can anything blow it away? Just a concept, no? Just a mind fear, just a fear from the mind. Cannot really happen.
There's still something in it. I cannot. Uh, I just
Believe me,
have to say,
what is
yeah.
happening. You see, sometimes what happens is we make a image out of awareness. And we say this pure emptiness or nothingness is awareness. And this now awareness is going because something is coming into it. You see, this is just visuals. This is just visualization. You are the awareness which is aware of this visualization also. So don't give any credence to this visualization. Don't give any importance to this visualization. You are aware of
No,
these visuals. Yeah?
it's more like now I can find it a little better. It's more like in something from the past, what I made up to control situations, to make it to nothing, so that nothing can touch me. And this is somehow has juice because it's pretty convincing in a way, very near to. And I did it my whole life. I looked at things from
This I is who?
this not this identity. Yes, and that's it's just I can just see it. This is yeah. Now I can see it. I mean, now I can see it.
So it played like this. In this expression of consciousness, we can say that something played like this, and now it's coming back. See? But now you can see that it played like this was all just a play of consciousness itself. But I believe that there was a I here. I believe there was a me here. And now I look for the me and I cannot find. Yet these tendencies want to keep jumping back and forth. But as long as I don't feed them with this belief and make a me out of it, then they will just dance for a while and will not be so strong because they're not getting my belief now. But indulge them, if you indulge them by giving it a me, if you pretend to be a me, then all this can seem to become strong again.
Yes. Yes. I leave it here with you. That's the best thing I can do. It's so new to look at it like from here at it. I never saw it before. It was so. Thank you, thank you.
Very well. Very good. All this is coming up
Thank
and it's getting exposed in the light of satsang, so you can be released from it. All this is getting released. And many times it happens in satsang, we say, oh, this was here. I never realized it's here. So it's very auspicious that it comes up, you see. Because what comes up, and then you can see like this, it's very good because it is getting released. What has been hidden, what has been in denial, that is the one that can cause suffering.
Yes.
That which we are not open to facing, that causes suffering, that causes guilt. Now you're open for everything, let it come. And then sometimes great chocolate flavored experiences, sometimes bitter moments, and all this is coming and it's getting released.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. Good. And then Amaya said, never believe it, but see it show up so often, especially in just be natural flow prior to the conscious thought. Basic belief is awareness should have erased this by now. Surrendering this. Good. Even this belief can go. It's very good. Let consciousness play the way consciousness is playing. It's very beautiful what is coming up in your own light of seeing now for all of you. Such beautiful, very subtle things which are now showing up, and you see that this has been here. I'm now letting this go. I'm letting this go. It's very nice. Jaini says, Father, it is all nothing, nothing, nothing. How immaculate this place. It still astounds something here. The power of belief. It makes this imaginary world. Yet nothing is happening. Thank you, Atma. Maya says the mind will never be convinced is such a great pointing. Yes. It is the programming of the mind to tell you about separation, to tell you how you are separate. So don't expect the mind to ever change its spots. It's going to be the same. Zoe says, Father, there is a very subtle waiting that I feel, waiting for a time when the idea of a person dissolves forever. Not sure what to do with this, so I'm placing it at your feet. Yes. Yes. You are not waiting. Waiting, like you rightly said, is just another concept. We can wait for something. What does it mean? Wait for something means something is not here and there's an expectation that it will come. And what are we saying? That as awareness, there is nothing missing. And the presence of your own being, all these appearances can play. This is right now. We are not speaking something about the future. I have never said that after some satsangs, then this will be your reality. I have not said after some satsangs, this will be your reality. I said right now. You could be listening, this could be the first thing you hear, and you see that this is true. There's the pure witnessing of this beingness also. Atma is saying Zoe, where is Zoe, Father? Yes. Devika. Dear Devika, you have to change the name here also. No, it's not necessary, but yes, it is habit for a long time to say Zoe, so it is stuck here also. Then Govil said, here also mind is playing and says maybe you are not there yet. Maybe I am acting as an awareness or something like that. But it is absolutely clear now. Thank you. Very good. These mind conversations are very funny because we never ask who is actually speaking to who. The mind says you are not there yet. So who is actually speaking to who? And this question the mind cannot handle. So then it keeps quiet mostly. The mind says you are not there yet. But you who? And Devika says, Devika, Zoe, all words from my father's mouth are good. Yes, yes, I know, Atma, you're just kidding, I know. Yes. Tara says, I realize that I is the entrance of problems. Yes. Don't touch the eye. Don't touch the eye. So much grace is flowing in our lives. So much grace is flowing. Too much, too much. There is no lack of anything. You're completely full, full. Thank you, Darshan, my dear. Thank you, Atma. Jenny says, this thought that something needs more clarity to be stabilized in the self is seen as pure nonsense. Sometimes when posting, something is afraid of appearing arrogant, just arising and posting and placing all this in the fire. Anything that is coming from your Sadguru, from your intuition, is completely fine. And what others feel about it is their satsang, is their satsang. So the silly grin contagion is spreading, is it? It's spreading. You'll all have very embarrassed children like I do. Maya said, all latent tendencies, delusions, actions into the fire. Very good. Very good. This lifetime of longing to be completely free from any signs of ego into the fire. Very good. There is no one here that I have met at least who is completely free of ego. What would it mean to be completely free of ego? It would mean that there is no sense of separation at all. Then the sages would be walking into the ocean saying, I'm one with the ocean. They would be jumping off their terraces saying, I'm one with the space around me. There's always this little bit of separation which continues, and the mind then eventually starts using this also as a trick. You see, you've not become free yet, you see, because this separation is still here. But this much separation is required for this plane, for this realm to continue. You cannot enter this virtual reality without wearing this virtual reality helmet. So only the helmet remains now, and this is fine.
Morning, Father.
Good morning, my dear.
Lately, I mean, mind is kind of keeping me very. There's a lot of work pressure, or there's a lot of things that have been happening around. And even during satsang, uh, even if I try and I'm sitting here, but there are a lot of things that's been going on. But there's an awareness, this all are the appearances, and but the flow is so fast that that I can't stop my attention, not going there. So don't know. I mean, why it's happening.
Let's not try to force attention. If you try to force attention, then it becomes more counterproductive. If you try to force attention to do something, then it becomes frustrating. Just hold on to your belief. Don't take your belief out of your pocket. Everything else will be fine.
Not just like sitting in a satsang and not being 100% attentive, and later on there's a feeling of guilt. Last night I kind of listened to the recording at 2 a.m. and so there is a great sense of being here. I mean, I need to be here, and the heart wants in that company and want to listen to all that words, and it's very soothing and creating a lot of peace and happiness inside. But then uh, when I'm sitting here, mind, keep on throwing, and sometimes it's email, sometimes it's the Skype message, sometimes it's something else that's been just revolving around.
It happens like this. But what I can tell you is that no one has come to the point of realizing themselves, realizing what they are, and then gone on to regret it. So the mind says, oh, but if you're listening to satsang, then what about that important $1 million contract which is awaiting for your reply on email or something like that? What's going to happen to your life? That's why my master said this first. I heard him say like this, that no one has realized the self and gone on to regret it. No one has said, oh, I found out who I am, but I would rather have that contract, which I missed in my email. No one has. So the mind tries to make you guilty that you are letting go of your responsibilities, you're not doing your work properly. But we discussed that what could be more important work. If there is some work to be done, then what could be the most important, most highest work that you could do?
Right. It's kind of deceiving. It's not actually projecting itself as a greed or something like less important or more important. Very subtle says, hey, there might be something you need to check. There's something you need to look in for, and then it takes away the attention slowly, slowly. If it comes like this, okay, this you have to choose between satsang and this $1 million contract. The consciousness will make me sit here and okay, fine, everything will go on its own pace, and if it belongs to me, it will come anyway. So that is very strong, and so it is deceiving itself. It is not coming as a clear projection, okay, either greed or feeling of possession, just taking me very, very slowly away. And then like yesterday I was in a hangout, and kind of I have one more Gmail ID on the account of my client. So I just log out from here by default and log into that Vikas at the rate way to web something, and I'm out. And I'm like, oh God, what have you done? Like I was there listening to satsang, and within a minute of fraction of second, you took me out of everything. So I just want you to burn it. Just kind of deceiving me, slowly trying to deceive me slowly and slowly and slowly.
In fact, I shared this story. I don't know whether you were in the Sangha then. But some time ago, I shared this story of one silent retreat. This was the second silent intensive I'd been to with Mujiji. And then I was sitting in this intensive, and by then there was no more of this fear and guilt and regret. All this was not there. So what the mind started doing was giving me a lot of business ideas. So this idea would come that just do this one, leave this intensive. There'll be many intensives which come. You just leave this now. You just start doing this, and by next year you'll be worth billions of dollars anyway. You'll be a .com billionaire. So you just leave all of this and come. So this was playing out, and satsang was going on in the mind. These ideas were jumping around. They were seemingly so convincing. So next day we went for morning walk with Mujiji. Some of us were there, so I was telling him that see how the mind is such a trickster. For the first year it'll be all worries, fears, all kinds of these things. And now it's realized that all this is not pushing any buttons now. So now it's trying to play this other trump card. Let's start this .com, do this thing, you do this. And I can promise you, I came back from the silent intensive and I tried to remember what were those ideas. Now I have time. Let's see what were those ideas. And it was all rubbish, just complete rubbish. So you can play like this. It's very natural that it plays like intensive. And by then there was no more of this fear and guilt and regret. All this was not there. So yes. So it seems like there's quite a bit of echo on YouTube, isn't it? Quite a bit of lag on YouTube. Because when someone comes and they're hearing the YouTube is also on, this is like almost a minute behind. It's very interesting for me to hear. Oh, this is what I was saying a minute ago. So this will play like this. But your head is already in the tiger's mouth. You cannot leave now.
So I just further request you to keep bringing me in satsang, because I don't think it's in anyone's capabilities or hand, as long as they are in the grasp of mind, to even come close to it. But I did feel the grace last night, when all of that was too much, but still, the consciousness wanted to leave everything aside and listen to satsang. Everything will manage on its own. So there was no anger, no fight, but it was a firm decision. Yeah, this is where I need to be. And then it was like next morning, whatever come may, this is the most important thing. I need to be here. So I feel it's a pure grace. It is not something. So I did feel that it's just like there is a thread that's been bound, and when I try to go you know two away, you just push me. Okay, come back now. Too, you have walked too long.
The love you have for me in your heart will keep getting you back to satsang. Don't even worry about it.
Thank you so much, Father.
Thank you, my dear. Claire, thank you so much, my dear. When did she type this? She's been deeply meditating for so long as I can remember in the hangout. Then Nitya says, Father, I just realized beliefs that are there. Okay, let me start again. Father, I just realized beliefs that there are things which should not be here, like indifference or moods. Yes, yes, yes. Don't pick from the menu. Don't try to pick from the menu of life. Trust the waiter. It is bringing you all the things which are required to be brought. God is running your life. That's good. Very good. So then you transcend all of this. Once you trust this waiter, then whatever it is bringing you, it's okay. It knows what you need to eat. Irrespective of what your mind wants to eat, the waiter knows what you need to eat. So it is bringing you only that which is required, what is needed. Very good. Thank you, David, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you, Govil. Thank you so much. Yes, Devika says, please, Father, let me always remember that the discovery of my true self is the most important discovery I can ever make. This knowledge alone is such a joy. It was very nice when Mujiji said that no one who's ever realized that the self has gone on to regret it and said, no, no, I didn't want this, I wanted something else. There is nobody like that. The mind can have all kinds of tricks, but once you see the beauty of your own presence, then all these appearances pale in comparison. And then Anandi says, Father can't stay awake any longer, but will watch rest of recording in morning. Thank you for this satsang and chopping this me. So grateful. I love you too. We're also almost done, my dear. Almost done. So who's going to sing today? Mhm. Who's going to sing but doesn't know it yet? Ah, Lizal says, I'll sing with Muji if you want. Yes, my dear, of course. What could be better?
Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara 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 Jai Gurudev Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Rachala Shiva Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Jai Ramana Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Jai Gurudev Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Om Namah Shivaya Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishwara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara 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 Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Jai Ramana Jai Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Jai Papaji Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara 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 Jagadeshwara Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Shankara Karunakara 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 Jagadeshwara Parameshwara Jagadishvara Parameshvara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishvara Parameshvara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishvara Parameshvara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishvara Parameshvara
Shankara Karunakara Jagadishvara Parameshvara Shankara Karunakara Jagadishvara Parameshvara.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Guru Murti, Pujamalam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamalam Guru Kripa, Mokshamalam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamalam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramya, Sarve Putrani Pashantu, Magaschit Kapak Bhavet, Asatoma Satkamya, Tamasoma Jyotir Kamya, Mrichorma Amritam Kamya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you so much, beloveds. Thank you for coming to Satsang. Mujiji ki Jai. Anantaji ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai. Jai. Sangha ki Jai. Have a beautiful day wherever you are. Om.